When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
Welcome to the Junior Golf Podcast, a podcast dedicated to helping parents and juniors navigate through the journey of junior golf. From fitness to mental coaching, we cover it all on this podcast. Here's your host, Ro Thompson.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Junior Golf Podcast. I'm your host, Ro Thompson. And as always, we got a special guest on the podcast tonight. That's none other than Jared Lott, a.k.a. Junior Golf Dad.
There you go.
Jared.
How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
Doing good. Glad to be on the podcast.
Hey, man, thanks for agreeing to do it. I think this is probably your third or fourth time being on the podcast, and we love every time you come on. Yes,
Always fun.
Always fun. Well, listen, man, this is the last show of the year. We are going to go unscripted tonight, and we are just going to let it fly. But before we do that, I got a couple things I want to share with the audience, and I know you got something you want to share. So let me just say first that last week I had the founder of Shot Pattern on the broadcast last week, and he has agreed to do 40% off on the app. It's only on Apple right now, but he's agreed to do 40% off on the app and till the end of the year. So I highly recommend every junior golfer to go out and get that app because it's going to help you with dispersion. It's going to help you set up a game plan so you can score better. So if you want to shave 3 to 5 strokes off your game, I recommend you go get this app. Okay. So that's just a hit on Shot Pattern a little bit. Then in the next couple of weeks, when we kick off the 2026 season, we've partnered with an online school by the name of Aeon, and we're going to be talking about online schools. We're going to talk about why online schools are great for junior golfers. It's going to allow you more time to practice. It's going to just give you the freedom to excel and to work on the areas of your game that need the attention the most. So stay tuned for some announcements from Aeon. So with that being said, Jared, talk a little bit about what's to come for junior golf in 2026.
Oh yeah, so kicking off 2026, I do tournaments. I do a lot of different tournaments for junior golf. So starting 2026, I was going to tell you, I was going to talk about this just for a quick second. We have the iGen National Championship.
Okay.
And that's going to be at Sea Trail Resort in Myrtle Beach. It's going to be January 17th and 18th. You can come in early and practice round on the 15th or 16th. Very affordable tournament. The biggest question we've been asked all the time is, do I have to play the iGen Junior Irons to play? And no, you don't. iGen's just the title sponsor of this tournament. Okay. Now we would love for you to look at the iGen irons, but you don't have to play iGen irons. It's $350. It's a 2-day tournament. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars of swag. Comes with a banquet on that Friday night. Easiest way to describe it, kind of like maybe a U.S. Kids kind of World Championship or a Under Armour type tournament, or a Nota Begay where you come in, but we're gonna have a banquet on that Friday night and tee off and go at it on the weekend.
Sounds good. Anything you want to add about the iGen irons, Jared?
So iGen, if you don't know anything about iGen, or you do know about iGen is fully adjustable forged irons for juniors.
Okay.
Basically, Jeff Sheets is our engineer. Pat Dempsey's the owner of the company. But what we realized is there's the void for junior golf irons. Everything was cast. or it was set for a certain height or this, that, or the other.
Okay.
And then when you start getting into OEM clubs, which your better players are going to try to get out of the U.S. kids or Flynn at an earlier age, they just couldn't jump straight into the OEM clubs like your TaylorMade and all that because they were just too heavy. So we have engineered a club that has weights in the back of it, so you're able to take the weights out, but it's still a forged adult style head, where you can get the flight and you can adjust the loft, the lie, the weight, the shaft, and all that stuff. Customize it basically just for you. And it's more or less for your elite style players. We wouldn't recommend a 4 or 5 year old to start and try to grab a set of iGens. Like, they're not really going to benefit you. We would rather you get to the point to where them irons work for you. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
we'll kind of step you into the TaylorMades or the Callaways or the Titleist or something like that. Top deal. But nah, awesome junior golf clubs.
Okay, great, great. Shout out to iGen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, good. Well, listen, man, you've been doing a lot of great things in junior golf, tournaments. You got a tour. We had the pleasure of doing the tour not too long ago, down in St. Simon Island, and
Yes, sir.
went on a great tournament. And so lately you've kind of branched off into some content that I just thought was absolutely hilarious. And by the way, listeners, tonight we are just going to go freestyle, and we just going to, I mean, we don't even have a script, so we're just going to go off. We're just going to talk about some junior golf stories, have some fun tonight. We're going to pick on some dads, and we're going to pick on some
And
juniors, and it's
we're
just
going
going
to
to be
embarrass
absolutely,
ourselves.
yeah. Yes. All right. So Jared, talk to us about this newfound platform that you're starting to build.
So, junior golf dad, sitting here one day and I was like, just, you all in junior golf or in baseball, travel ball, softball, whatever, you
Yeah.
always have your group of guys or your moms or your parents or your dads or whatever that travel around. And we were sitting there one day and just like, man, look at that guy. And then we're turning around, we're like, well, that's us. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we're that same guy. We all
Right.
live the same thing.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, man, I'm gonna put some content out there. I'm going to say the stuff that everybody says that nobody wants to know that we say, or just what we're really thinking. Just kind of put it out there, basically, embarrass myself, but also just make light of the situation. Because I mean, as a junior parent to an elite athlete or an
Mhm.
aspiring elite athlete, we put a lot of pressure on them. But I mean, it's kind of one of those things. Diamonds aren't made without pressure, so
Right.
kind of is what it is. Just wanted to have fun with it, kind of make light of a situation that we all go through.
Yeah, that's right, man. I got some very memorable moments, but I don't know if you had a chance to look at like one in any of your top viewed videos. What's been the top viewed video so far?
Probably the top one is the one where I'm standing over and I'm sitting there and basically just narrating in my out loud what every parent's thinking when your kid has a chance to maybe win a tournament and they're 220 yards out on a par
Par
five
five.
with water in front
Right.
and no need to make you don't need an eagle. You know what I mean? All we need to do is get out of here with par and win the tournament and
Right.
sitting here pulling driver off the deck, hit it into the pond and walk off and just throwing my hat down, just doing everything that we're thinking, everybody's thinking, but I was just putting it in narration form.
Well, listen, man, I got a funny story about the hat too. So, I got this buddy of mine. Shout out to Mike Bellin. Like, I'm gonna have to make sure he listens to this podcast. So, Mike's got a joke about me being at a tournament. Now, I typically four caddy, so I'm probably, like you, probably 300, 275, 300 down the fairway, so I could actually see the ball coming in. And I think John might have hit a bad drive one day, so I took my hat and I flung it. I flung it as high as I could. So
You stuck in a tree.
my buddy Mike said, "Man, you threw that hat so high, So, but that's just one of my signature moves, man. So, once I throw that hat up there, I put it back on, and I'm like this walking down the fairway.
Yes.
Long as I can find the ball, he's in good shape. But man, I think, as a junior golf parent, especially dads, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think we go through the same agony that the kids go through, but here's the reality of the situation, Jared. We can't let them see us get frustrated,
Yep.
right?
Oh yeah.
And I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
let you,
100%.
yeah, I'm gonna let you say, I'm gonna let you say why in just a minute too. But the reason that we can't let them see us get frustrated is because they get frustrated when we get frustrated. They
Yep.
if because all they're trying to do is please us,
Yep.
right? And so when they don't please us, it frustrates them, and they're frustrated for the rest of the round. We're frustrated for the rest of the round, and it's a hot mess. But why would you say, Jared, that it's important for the parents for the player not to see the parents get frustrated?
Well, exactly what you just said. It's like
Mhm.
if they're sitting there watching us and you can see it and I see it all
Yeah.
the time with kids, they'll hit a shot or they'll hit a putt and it didn't go exactly where they wanted to, and the first thing they do is they look to see what their parents doing.
Right,
So it's
right,
like,
right.
and I've got a good friend of mine, Mr. JL Smith. I think he was on the podcast with us one day,
Okay.
and he's always told me, he's like, man, you just got to control your emotions,
Ooh.
because if
Yeah,
you can't control it, they're not going to be able to control theirs either. And you're going to start butting heads. You know what I mean? They're going to
yeah,
start fussing at you. You're going to start fussing at them. And then
yeah.
nobody plays good golf when everybody's aggravated.
And see, here's the other thing too, Jared. When you start as a parent, when you start getting out of out of pocket at these
Hmm.
tournaments, the kids don't want you to come watch them play.
Nope,
And
not at all.
let me tell you what the kiss of death is, Jared. The kiss of death is when your junior golfer tell you, "I don't want you to come."
Yep.
That's that's like the worst. Because my wife had to tell me, she said, "Bro, John don't want you to come watch him play unless you are able to behave yourself." So I had to get control of myself at these tournaments, or else I wasn't going to be able to go. Because
Yep, and you hear that all the time. I mean, and heck, mine's even said that to me too. Like, man, I'd rather you not even be here if all
yeah,
you're gonna do is fuss or do that. And it does. You have to really think about that. And like, man,
yeah,
we put all this time and effort and energy into them trying to help them get there. And if they don't want you there, that's you don't want that to happen.
you don't want that. Because at the end of the day, here's what I learned from one of my previous guests. We as parents, we love to watch our kids play.
Yep.
I mean, isn't that about right there?
Oh yeah, there's nothing I like more than to being out there watching both of my sons. And then if they're not playing, heck, this weekend I was thinking about going up to Pinehurst just to watch one of the other girls that I helped play, just because I just love
Yeah,
junior golf. And man, it's
yeah,
just so it's just it's a hard game. And when these juniors can compete and do some stuff that they can do at that level, man, it's just it's pretty special. And I coach high school girls as well,
okay.
and it's a different it's different when they're your children as opposed when they're not your children.
Hmm.
um my parents that I coach my high school girls, I'm so nice and so encouraging. Everything I do all the time is so encouraging, so nice to them. I mean, I want them to do well, but their
Right,
parents are like, man, could you just be a little bit harder on them? Like, that was not a good shot. You know what I mean? Like, they almost missed the ball. And
right.
my children are sitting over there. If I would have done that, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? I was like,
yeah.
but it's different expectations when they're
It's
not your
different.
children.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. So yeah, man. So those are some funny stories on the course. I remember. I'm gonna tell this story, and then I'm gonna let you talk about some of the other shows that some of the other content that you created as a junior golf dad. But I was at a tournament one day as a U.S. kids tournament, so the kids were very young, and I wasn't able to go to the front nine, so Karen did the front nine. My wife did the front nine, and then I did the back nine because I had some work to do, and then I got to the course about 2 hours late. So I got to the course, and there were two other parents at the course, with their kids. So it was a threesome, and so when I got there, we started on the back nine, and I noticed the dads were all in the kids' faces. Now they're playing a tournament, and they're not really supposed to be on the
Yeah,
course.
all up in,
Kids.
yeah.
Yeah, and they wasn't caddying. They was just like on the course, and it got so bad, Jared, that I said, guys, let's let the kids play. Let's just let them play. One kid, Jared, it was his birthday, and he was crying on the course. One kid, the dad was like, uh, commit to the shot, and he was in the kid's face. And so it was a hot mess. So then we get to like another hole or two, and by this time I'm like shaking my head. And one of the dads said to me after I said, "Hey guys, let's let the kids play, let's let the do their thing." He tells me, "You don't tell me what to do."
Hmm.
Jared, what he told me that for? Because
Yeah.
I'm he
You
told
you
the
just
wrong way.
following the rules.
Oh yeah, yeah, just following the rules. And so I said, I do tell you what to do. And my wife was still there. And she know my temper. She know how I get down. And so we were about to fight on the course because I just wanted him to leave the kids alone. The kids were crying. They were pouting. They were
And
mad.
nobody's having fun when that's happening.
And guess
Nobody.
what? And guess what? They're both good players.
Yeah.
They're both good players. I mean, they were better
And,
than us at the time.
and you know what? I see that a lot too, that it
Hmm.
is a lot of times it is the better players. I don't know why that is. Maybe because the expectation is a little higher. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? For
yeah,
those type kids and the pressure's on. But yeah, that's nobody's having fun when it gets to that point.
no,
Um, and I'm
no,
not saying I hadn't been that dad at some point, all up in the kid's face, but then like you say, you got to step back and realize that
yeah,
nobody is having fun when it's at that level, for
that's
sure.
right. That's right. So parents, let the kids play, calm down before it gets to the point where they don't want you to come. And you don't want to stay home and watch the leaderboard. You want to be out
Nope.
there. You want to be a part of the warm up. You want to be a part of the tournament. You want to be a part of the winner ceremony if they win the tournament. You don't want to get banned from these junior golf tournaments. And if you think
Nope.
I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. Okay.
Exactly.
Right. So,
Well, and that's another thing about like my junior tournaments, my Southern Showcases.
mhm,
Other than I just started the new age group with eight
yeah,
and under, where obviously they have to have caddies.
correct.
But once you hit nine in my age groups, go at 9 through 18, 36 hole events, no caddies. You
That's
can
right.
give them water or you can talk to
Cart
them
path.
between from green to
Right.
tee, you know what I mean? Like getting them from
Mhm.
the net hole to hole. But yeah, it's and I really got that from my kids saying, "Hey, we would rather do this on our own." You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
if you have the opportunity to caddy every single week, then it's one of those things to where it's kind of hard to separate. But if you're not allowed to, and every other kid's not allowed to, it's only going to benefit the kids in the long run because eventually they got to learn how to do it by themselves anyway.
Facts. Facts. They really do. And so you created some other content. One other piece of content that I thought that was hilarious is, as parents, we always looking for these tournaments. So talk about
Yep.
the content you created,
Oh
with
yeah, I mean, like I remember, so when Brantley started playing, he was 4, and 4, 5, 6. There's not many tournaments you can play, so you're constantly online. Like you're searching
Yep.
everywhere. Like man, the age group says it's 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 where they let us play, and you're sitting there
Maybe I can sneak
searching
them
and
in.
yes, and you email in here, and I mean, it's like, well, man, this isn't but 100, 150 miles away. I can make this. I remember when we first started playing, we would play our Savannah U.S. Kids. Well, U.S. Kids didn't do in our area, didn't do a winter tour. So it was like, okay, so they only did summer and spring and
Spring.
summer and spring.
Okay.
And so we would drive to Jacksonville,
Mm.
spend the night for a 9 hole match that didn't matter, but it was fun. The kids loved it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. But yeah, it's like, man, you're sitting there, you're just searching, searching,
Yeah.
searching, spending a small fortune for something that really doesn't matter, but it matters in the long run because the kids enjoy it and you enjoy
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah, that's some of my memorable, most fun times. John, I used to take him to Charlotte because at the time U.S. Kids didn't have a Columbia tour, so we would so check this out. So we would now this was 18 holes though, there was nine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we
And they
would
weren't four.
right. So we would drive to Charlotte the day before the tournament. Him and I, we get a hotel.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just
speaking into the void?
But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Just me and him. We get a hotel. We go play the practice round, and then we go get a nice bite to eat. Then we go out to maybe TJ Maxx or Ross, and we pick up a shirt or a hat or shorts or something like that, and then just get a good night's sleep, and then go play the tournament the next day. So those are like some really like memorable times we had, on the U.S. Kids Tour.
Yeah, and then memories pop up on my phone all the time, and I'm like, man, it's just fun times. Wouldn't trade it for anything.
That's right. That's right. And not and to say that, this junior golf journey is and I know I'm talking to a lot of parents out there. This junior golf journey is a very expensive journey. Okay.
Yes.
And I know, one of the stories that I'll give you, Jared, is that no matter what the tournament costs, no matter what the hotel fees is, no matter where you got to drive, we could be down to our last $1,000 in the account, and we will sacrifice.
We're going
and book the tournament, $300, get 2 nights of hotel, go get some food. Try not to go to the most expensive places. Maybe try to get something you can grab and go back to the hotel, so you don't have to do the tips and all the extra money. You know what I'm talking about, Jared?
Oh yeah. My wife talks about it all the time. She's like, God Almighty, you know how much money we spend on this? I'm like, yeah, but they're gonna be little so long, and pretty soon they're not gonna want to go with us. So they're gonna be going on their own with their buddies, going off to AJGAs or something like that, pairing up and going that way. But yeah, we'll I've always said it that you'll spend money on your kids and hobbies. You know what I mean? If you don't even have it, you'll save up to get it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I used to do the spreadsheet, Jared, where I used to actually track my expenses, and I hadn't done it in some years, but I think at one time I was tracking the AJ Junior membership and the tournaments we played, and the travel and the whole nine. I think one year, and I know this is probably low for some parents, but I think we were clipping at somewhere between $13,000 to $15,000 a year. And I hear some stories out there of people spending 25 a year, 50 a year. I'm not sure if you've ever looked at it, but what have you heard out there?
Yeah, that same thing. I got a good buddy of mine that I talk to daily.
Yeah.
His son plays with Brantley a lot, Rivers.
Okay. Yeah.
Ed does that. He's got a spreadsheet, and he budgets it all out and does all that. And I'm like, God, I don't even want to look. I'd rather just I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. But I tell you what we have started doing that helps a lot.
What's that?
We travel in pairs
or
families. We'll grab Airbnbs to where there's 2 or 3 families in an Airbnb, and if you can split it that way, and then you cook, while you're there, the kids are able to have a good time while you're there. That'll save you $200, $300, $400, $500
correct
a weekend. And that might not be a lot of money per se if you did that for a year, but if you do that 2 or 3 times, 4 or 5, you can save thousands of dollars. And also with my tournaments, what I try to be mindful of that. With my showcase tournaments, I try to find the best courses that we can play. I try to charge around $200 a tournament.
And that's not bad for a 2-day. there.
No, and a lot of that is course fee. I mean, some of these courses are charging me $75, $80 a day per kid. So I mean, you do the math, there's not much left over after that.
Correct.
But I want to get it to where the kids can afford to play in it.
Yeah.
And I also want to be in places where they can afford to stay. Sometimes you get on golf tournaments and stuff, and the tournaments will be
Oh Lord.
three, four, five, six, $700, and then where you're staying is 300 something dollars a night because there's nowhere else to stay, and you got to be there for 4 or 5 nights. I mean, you'll be $2,500 deep. Um, I mean
It's
that's
pricey.
just yes,
It's pricey.
it's expensive. I mean, it is, and I mean, I'm sure travel baseball is the same way. I mean, try anytime you're
AAU
traveling with
basketball.
kids,
Yeah.
AAU, all of that. Anytime
Yeah.
you're having to stay overnight, it can start adding up. But yeah, we try to travel in pairs. Try to
That's
book
good.
up if it's just like us and Ed, me and Ed, we'll all stay in a hotel room together with the boys or
That's
whatnot.
right.
But
Yeah.
Airbnb's been a big saving
Big
grace
help.
for us. Start getting 2, 3 families together. You can split that $1,000 three ways as opposed to paying it by yourself.
That's right. That's right. All right. Yep. So what are some other content, man, you have out there?
Another one that's pretty funny that we all do is just constantly looking at that JGS, trying to
The
see
rankings. The
trying
rankings.
to see what our rankings are, trying to figure out how in the world we won this tournament and shot under par and went the other
Yeah.
way. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's that whole ordeal is, I mean, it's an ordeal in itself. I still
Yeah.
can't figure out how they do what they do, but
Yeah.
anyway, it's what we got to follow.
Yeah, the rankings or a trip. I've had the founder of JGS on the podcast, and I've had the founder of Tuger on the podcast. So I've had them all on the podcast to explain, the rankings and whatnot. But yeah, rankings are a trip because we all, we as junior parents, we like to look at the rankings and see where other kids rank at and see where our kids rank
Hmm.
at and see what tournaments falling off and see what the differential is. And
Yeah.
so we like
And
to
I
look
know
at
a
all
lot
this
of
stuff.
times parents don't realize too, and this is the game we have to play if your kid is looking to go to the next level,
Hmm.
is making sure they're playing in the right tournaments. I mean, you can go out
Say
there,
that one more time. Hold, say that
make
for the people
make
in the back.
sure they're playing in the correct tournaments. What
Right.
you really need to do, and the easiest in layman's terms, is try to find that tournament in prior years. You know what I mean, and see what
Yeah.
yardage they're playing and what the course rating is. If they're not playing long enough or the course rating isn't good enough, I mean, sometimes you can shoot par better, you know what I mean? And if you're a better golfer and you got a lower differential, even that par one or two under could hurt you, you know what I mean?
Correct.
Because of the way that
The
tournament
easiness of
field's
the
set
course.
up. And yeah.
Yeah.
So you just got to you got to be mindful if that's what your kid's doing, if you're trying to look at the differential. You know what I mean? Because there's college coaches don't just look at the differential, but it's easier for them to find you if you're kind of at the top of your class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, it's a game within a game itself. Just trying to understand how and what to play.
Yeah, that's right. And that's key too, Jared, because what I noticed is a lot of the tournaments at your tougher courses because a lot of times they adjust the course rating
Yep.
whether it's a little windy or if it was cold, if it was rainy, they'll adjust that course rating. So if you shoot a 75, it might not hurt you at all.
Yeah.
Or if the course ratings is 75, 76, and you shoot a 70, 72, that could that could
Elevate you. Yeah, you
yes,
could be -5 right there. You know what I
right.
mean? Just on that one thing. And yeah, I would just definitely go back and look and see what you're trying to play and what it was rated prior, because um, some tournaments, if you're 16, 17, 18 years old, you need to look,
Yeah,
because 68 course rating might not be bad for you if you feel like you can go out there and shoot 68, but it's a whole lot easier to shoot 72 every day
yeah,
than it is 68. Just be mindful of that course rating. I mean, that's what I look at more than anything: distance and course rating.
yeah,
Can we
yeah.
shoot that number?
There you go. Yeah, man. So we as junior dads and junior parents, man, we've had some fun times. I had a funny story to share tonight. We had John's team was practicing one day, and when he first got in like high school golf, I used to go and just kind of watch them play and watch them practice a little bit, um, early on. And there was one of his teammates. I'm not going to call his name, but he was literally on the course with no shirt on.
Sounds like something
I
my
said,
better Tigers would be doing.
hey, listen, I told him, Jared, I said, listen, man, you're not playing basketball. You can't be out here with your shirt off. You got to put your shirt on. He said, but coach gave me a shirt that stinks. I said, listen, man, you still got to put your shirt on. You can't take your shirt off while you playing golf. You ain't, he act like he was out there playing pickup ball, Jared.
He didn't know what he was doing. He thought he was out there on the courts. That's
Right.
that's funny right there. Now mine don't necessarily take their shirts off, but they'll have a fishing pole in their golf bag or
Oh,
something like that. They'll be out there trying to fish in between holes.
right, right. Trying to catch the
That's
trying to
funny.
catch the big boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. There's just so many funny stories. Trying to think of some right now. But yeah, no, it's the way that the parents act. Like I say, the whole skits. I was telling everybody,
Yeah.
it's kind of easy for me to do that skit because I've lived it. You know what I mean? I live it and
Yeah.
I see it, and everybody sees it as well. It's just I had somebody comment today like, "Man, I think you're picking on me." I'm like, "Nah, it's just I'm picking on all of us."
All of it. It ain't just you. Trust me. Trust.
No, we've all either said it or thought it.
Yeah, man. I can remember one tournament. I think we was out in Vegas. And boy, I was so mad. I was so mad. And I think I just end up leaving. I think I left myself. I just walked off the course, man. I was so frustrated because we know our kids can play better than
Yep, you know their
uh,
potential.
the potential. We know what they bring to the table, but sometimes as a parent, and here's the other tip too, Jared. I would give parents if your children are struggling on the front nine, when y'all make the turn, you go to the clubhouse and you let them play the rest of the nine by themselves. And what I find is typically, Jared, they play better because you left to go to the clubhouse.
Yep. They're not worried about doing exactly what you expect them to do.
Yeah,
It frees
they,
them up.
yeah, and it's like this, Jared. If you're not out there when they make a mistake, they're
They're
not
not looking.
turning to
Yep.
to look at you, right? And my wife used to tell John, why are you looking at your dad? He didn't hit the shot. I mean, just you need to be focused on.
They just want our reaction. They want to
Yeah,
see if we're
yeah.
as disappointed as they are with what they were doing
Right, right. Yeah, man.
or
So
happy. I mean,
yeah.
if it's a good shot, you know what I mean? They're going to look over. But yeah, I've noticed that once JL said that to me, I started noticing that on every player. You know what I
Mm,
mean? It's like, and then when you hear other parents saying stuff, you're like, dang, that ain't going to make their kid play better.
right,
But you got to think you just were that person. You just said the same thing on the whole prior. You know what I mean? So it's
right.
like it's just like a slap in the face.
It is. And once your boys, once your kids get through junior golf, man, it's a wake up call because you don't have to book hotels, you don't have to register for tournaments, you don't have tournaments to go to. It's a wake up. It's a wake up call when they get ready to go to college. So junior parents, enjoy the journey while you can because it does come to an end. And I know my wife and I, we will, sometimes we be sitting around, we're like, man, don't you miss going to junior golf tournaments? Don't you miss doing that? Yeah, we miss it, but it's one of those things where it's just it's life. And then, if they have a college tournament close by, maybe North Carolina, Georgia,
Yeah.
Florida, something like that, we can go to some of those. But it's just one of them things where we miss it.
It, it comes to an end quickly.
Mm.
One of my little cousins. He's a freshman as well this year, and that's what his dad said. He's like, man, I would do anything to start it over again.
Yes.
All the fussing, all the whining, all the complaining, all the happy moment, all of it. You know what I mean? I'd start it right over because it just stops. I mean, it's done. That last tournament's over. Junior golf's done.
Yeah, it's
And
done.
now it's a completely different ball game on how you can go watch them or any of that as well.
Yeah, you can't even plan with college golf, Jared. You can't even plan because you got to wait till the qualifiers are over to even know whether or not you can pack your stuff and go
And
to the
go.
tournament. Yeah. But I wanted to give a shout out to a friend of mine, well, friends, Mark McKinney. He wrote a book I recommend all parents go out and get, and it's called The Drive Home. And
Mm.
it's one of those books that talks about, junior golf, and it talks about how, as parents, we should, you know, behave when our kids have a difficult tournament. Um, and so it's one of those books that when you start picking it up, Jared, you're like, yeah, this book talking about me, you know?
Oh, I know. I read
Yeah.
a book, and it's over here somewhere beside my desk.
Uh-huh.
It's called "Don't Should Your Kids,"
Oh,
and it's kind of the same way. The whole concept is kind of like that same way about the drive home. Like just
yeah,
don't be that person that they can't talk to, or they're not willing to vent or stuff like that around. Like don't constantly just put them down every
yeah.
single time and expect the I don't even know the words for it, but yes, that same concept.
Mhm.
It's a very good read. You start reading it and you want to put the book down because you're like, dadgummit, this is everything I do.
Right, right. That's right. I'm working with them. I'm working with some junior golfers right now. Um, and I think as parents, one of the things that we have to realize is you can give your children all the advice you want, but they're not going to listen to you as a parent. They'll listen to the coaches.
Yep.
They'll listen to uh, swing coach, mental performance coach. But what I'm finding is the parents are getting frustrated because they won't do what they recommend on the course, like playing smart.
Hmm.
Like for example, one of the biggest challenges that a lot of junior golfers are having right now, Jared, I don't know if you notice, is taking their medicine. So what a lot of kids do is course management, but a lot of kids
Yep.
do when they go left or right off the tee, they try to make this miraculous shot to the green instead of just punching out and taking their medicine and trying to make par no worse than a bogey.
Yep.
Sometimes they make it worse by trying to go for the green and they end up with a double or triple. And so that's why you have to get your children, your players, your junior golfers in front of somebody that can coach them through that process. What's your thoughts on course management, Jared?
Exactly. I mean, I feel like every tournament, and I'm gonna go back to Brantley just because he's my kid that just loves tournaments more than anything.
That's right.
This past weekend, for instance, we're playing one of my showcase tournaments,
Mm-hmm.
and he was tied for second, and probably I don't know 2, 3 shots back, going into the second day, and we get on hole one. He hits it up there, has about 7 foot, and misses it. But it's been raining for 4 days, so the greens they haven't been able to cut them. You know what I mean?
They're
So it's
slow.
like, yeah, they're slow.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets on the next hole, ends up making about a 15 footer for birdie. You know what I mean? So he's one under. Gets on hole three, hits it up there about probably 12 feet again, misses it. And you see that he starts kind of blaming. You know what I mean? Man, these, you know what I mean? Just should have went in, this and that and the other.
Right.
Attitude transfers over to next hole.
Yeah.
And he three putts or else no, he hits a little right, hits down to the front of the green, chips up, and anyway, it makes bogey. And then that bogey came because he was aggravated because the first putt and the third
Mm-hmm.
hole putt didn't go in.
Right.
So then we get to the next hole. He's 87 yards out, wide open to a tough flag,
Yeah.
and hits it into the front bunker. and then from there hits it over the green, and then tries to chip it in when he's 6 inches off the edge of the green. You know what I mean? When
All he
it's
had to do
only
was
like,
putt it.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
12 feet max. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So and it's such a delicate chip that you can't chip it. So he
Right.
flubs it, ends up making double bogey.
Right.
Fast forward, the next hole hits it in the water, makes another double bogey, and all this basically stem from the attitude on the third hole. You know what I mean? Not going in and then carrying over.
Woo.
Well, then it goes back into then it's like it's just course management. Like you didn't need to make birdie on all them holes.
Yeah.
He
Correct.
ends up losing by 5, and he went bogey, double bogey in a 3-hole stretch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If
Those
you
all the
just
strokes right there.
Yeah, and then he missed 2.5 footers on 2 of the last 3 holes because he was trying to press. You know what I mean? So, but if you're not in that situation, it's the course management. Take your
Yes.
medicine. If you
Right.
get hole 4, if he would have just punched it back out, you know what I mean, and not tried to do a miraculous shot and then just be.
This episode is presented by State Farm. Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the protection of an offensive guard on the football field, but getting an elementary school crossing guard. Sure, they're both guards, but you can only trust one to keep your quarterback safe when the game is on the line. So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Happy, but yeah, make that bogey the worst score possible.
Right.
Because you start making doubles and triples, you just took 2 or 3 holes. You're gonna have to birdie 3 holes in a row. You know what I mean, to get back under par, and
Yeah.
that's you're not doing that very often, not in tough tournament golf.
That's right. Talking to Jared Lott, junior golf dad, director of the Southern Showcase Golf Tour, doing a lot of big things. Coach high school too, right, Jared?
Yep, coach high
Yeah.
school girls at Metter,
Yes.
Metter High School. Help with the boys. Run an Under Armour local tour.
Oh,
So I
wow.
mean, I do.
Yeah.
I try to just give all these kids as many opportunities to play golf as they can.
Yeah. And there was another tournament that you
David A. Wall.
there you go. Yep. They still doing
Yep.
that tournament
We
too?
still do that. That's
Okay.
May. That'll be the first weekend of May every year.
Okay.
And it's in Blackshear, Georgia. That's another one of the tournaments that I help run. But yeah, it's called the DAW, the David A. Wall. That's super fun.
Yeah.
That tournament's been going on for, I don't even know, 25 years or so.
Yeah.
So
Pretty good attendance. Out
yeah,
there.
pretty good attendance. We'll have for a small country style tournament, you know what I mean? In
Yeah.
Blackshear, Georgia, we'll have 125 kids.
That's good.
No, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's fun. There's a banquet. It's super cheap too. It's like $150, and you get
Oh,
free
yeah.
food for the family all weekend.
And
We got
it's a 2-day?
2-day tournament.
Yeah.
The community gets really involved, and it's a fundraiser basically for junior golf in that area.
Right.
But yeah, the grocery stores and stuff donate all the food. So there's a guy out there cooking hamburgers, hot dogs, and sausage
Ooh.
free for anybody who's out there, all the parents, the players, and everything for 2 days.
Wow.
Free catered supper. I mean, it's fun. It's a tournament that we look forward to every year just because it's just kind of laid back and fun.
Yeah. And one of the things I was going to ask you too is Jared, y'all get a lot of opportunities when it comes to gear,
Yep.
the stuff like that. Any recommendations you have for some of the parents?
I know a lot of parents, they don't like putting their kids out there, and
Yeah.
I'm neither here or against any of that.
Yeah,
With
right.
me, I was kind of in the marketing business myself. That was
Mm-hmm.
kind of in a prior life. So I understood that if you're out there, you have value. You know what I mean? Even if you're not the best player there is,
Yeah.
if you're out there and all these brands, they're starting to realize that these micro influencers are going to be able to reach people that they can't reach.
Right.
Everybody has their own following. So, I mean, with NIL the way it is now and all of that, I mean, I'm not saying put your kids everywhere, but I mean, it's not hurting. I mean,
Right.
I kind of go back to the whole Stephen Fisk, Matthew Wolf. You know what I mean? What was this, 2019 maybe? for the NCAAs. Matthew Wolf ended up winning or whatever, but he had that unique swing and he got a lot of publicity, you know what I mean? But Steven got second. Now Steven's won on the PGA Tour now and this and that and the other, but it was a longer road for him because of the fact that I think a lot of it was just reach. You know what I mean? This Matthew kid had this weird swing and getting a lot of publicity. So he was able to get these sponsor invites, you know what I mean, to play in these tournaments and all that stuff. And he made the best out of it.
He did.
I think the same way is going to happen with this NIL and stuff like that. I mean, if you can get out there and become popular, these brands are going to be willing to reach out for you, you know what I mean, and help you get. And like you talked about earlier, just junior golf's expensive.
Yeah.
So any help you can get, I mean, clothes are expensive, balls are expensive, shoes
clubs
are expensive, clubs are expensive. So
that's something we need to stay right here for just a couple of minutes, Jared, because I'm on the same page with you because I recommend, and I'm not saying you got to post every day, parents. Listen, I recommend you starting a Instagram account. Start there. Just one. Start with an Instagram account for your junior golfer, because here's what happens, Jared. There are a lot of opportunities out there. Just from you posting. And let me explain to you what I mean. I started John an account years ago, and I would just post his swing. I created a series called the Swoosh series, where I would do like a 3-second clip of his swing, and it would be 6-7 different swings. And I got an inbox from somebody connected to Steph Curry and Will Lowry. As a matter of fact, Will Lowry does a lot of stuff with Tiger, and he does a lot of stuff with Steph Curry, and they do the underrated tour. He said, "Hey, I'd like to invite you to the underrated tour." And I was like, wow. And that just came from
that post,
from Instagram. And so John played on the tour for 3 years. And so we went to some of the greatest golf courses. We traveled all across the country, and it was like one of the greatest experiences that we had in junior golf.
Well, I run the iGen junior staff.
Okay.
So, and that's what I look for. Like I'm looking through these ratings and rankings, you know what I mean? And I'm looking through US kids because we're dealing with younger kids. So I'm looking through scores, looking at the other. First thing I'm going to do is try to get on Instagram so I can see, you know what I mean? I'm going to try to find the kid. And I'm going to try to see what their swing looks like. I'm going to try to see tournament success, you know what I mean? Followers, stuff like that. And if I can't find them, then I don't have any way to get a hold of them. You know what I mean?
So because you don't have their email.
I don't have email. I don't have cell phone. I don't have any of that stuff. So if you don't have some way for these companies to reach out to you, I mean, who knows? You might be missing out on a $1,500 set of irons. You know what I mean? You might be missing out on 5, 6, 7, 10 years worth of free balls and stuff like that through these major companies. So I mean, that's like I say, I know that this is crazy world, you know what I mean? And my kid's out there everywhere. I mean, like he's probably one of the most viewed, but I run it. I'm in control of it. He doesn't have access to any of that stuff. And I'm very mindful of posting when we're at certain places if I'm not going to be there. You know what I mean? And different things like that. I mean, like it might be a time delays and stuff like that, but you definitely, I feel like getting them out there a little bit is only going to benefit them for sure.
That's true, because I've ran John account for the last 6, 7, 8 years. He doesn't really care about social media. But parents, you can run your kid's social media account, and you can put on there ran by parents. So when companies inbox you, you'll be there to intercept the messages, and if they're looking to invite you to a tournament or sponsor you with some clothing or clubs or something like that, it can be there. So don't think it's a bad thing by promoting your junior golf. Well,
and don't think that it's here, look at me, conceited type thing. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things to where, I mean, you got to get them out there. And you don't worry about what your neighbor thinks or things like that. I mean, you got to think about long term if that's your goal.
Yes.
This is the new way of these companies are looking and reaching these kids. And there's
Content.
plenty of kids that they're not near as good as you would think that these companies are only looking for the elite players, the top
Right.
2 or 3. They're not.
Right.
I mean, they're looking for people that they can relate to and that
Mhm.
everybody else can relate to. They're looking for just people with reach. They're just wanting to be able to find you, and if they can find you, you'll have opportunities. I promise.
Right. And sometimes, Jared, it doesn't come when you want it to, but it
Yep.
comes when you need it to. It's it my John just got a ambassador deal with Trap Golf. So Trap Golf is one of those like brands. It's like more off the golf course
Yeah.
gear. And so they got, really nice pullovers and t-shirts and head covers. And so they got some really nice stuff. Shout out to Trop Golf while we're on here today. And they're doing some
I think
great
does
things.
Camden Guyton? I think he does
Yeah,
some stuff
yeah,
with Trap. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Camden.
Corey and
And
Camden. That's some good
Camden's
friends
a
of
really good
ours.
player too.
Camden's and all. So when I first started playing golf,
Yeah,
Brantley was 4, Camden was 5, but Camden started when he was probably 4 as well.
exactly.
So Corey was the first person I could really find that was going through what I was going through. You know what I mean? Trying to navigate this whole thing. So we talked all the time, but nah, he plays a lot on my tour.
Yeah,
Cam's
yeah,
a great golfer. Brantley's got pictures in his room framed on the wall of him and Cam at 4 and 5 years old in the state tournaments and stuff like that. So yeah, it's they're 11, 12 now, you know what I mean? And that
yeah,
was 4 and 5 years old. So it's crazy how it seems like it was yesterday, and it almost was, but
yeah.
it's yeah, it's a fun time for sure.
Yeah, man. This thing is a great journey. I wouldn't trade it for anything, and I know you wouldn't either. Uh,
No.
so tell Brantley don't get too big to open up them packages. I love watching him open up his packages, take the tape off and start showing the stuff that he got.
He loves it too, and people are all the time like, man, how do we do this? How do we do this? I'm like,
Yeah,
look,
yeah,
just what we just talked about. You just
yeah.
got to be out there.
Got to be out there.
Got to
Yeah,
be out there.
yeah.
And
I got John. He's he created some content today, so we got to clip it, edit it, get ready to put it out. So he did some trap golf stuff today, and I think he said
hey,
he did some subway content too. So we're gonna put some subway
oh,
content
that's
out.
cool.
Now watch this. We're not sponsored by Subway,
But
but
they
hey,
see it. They might
maybe if
like
we
it.
put it out there, they
Yep.
may inbox us and say, "Hey, we like to sponsor y'all." You never
Yep.
know.
You
Yeah.
never know. And,
Mhm.
and with phones nowadays, I mean, you can film 90% of this stuff with a phone. You know what I mean?
Correct.
You can film
Yeah.
100% of it actually with a phone, and you can edit it on your phone. You can get CapCut. You can get all kind of stuff. You can even do it through Instagram or TikTok. I mean, there's so many ways you have
So
access
many
to
ways.
do all of that stuff now. Back when I was in TV, I had to do everything on Adobe and all of that stuff. Now you can do it on your phone, and
That's
you can
right.
do it like that.
That's right. I just want to say shout out to iRange. If you don't
Yes.
have an iRange, please go get one.
Got one
John
somewhere.
has John has several of them. So iRange was a big supporter of the underrated tour. So they gave all the kids iRanges, and so John loves to use that and create content and do swing videos. He does the face on down the line and the whole nine. So shout out to iRange for
Yeah, that's it's super easy. You just poke it in the ground right behind you, or even
poking
if I
in the
think now they have the adapter, you can put it in your house if you're in indoor or simulator type thing.
yes, they
But
got
yeah,
the
just a
little
magnet
leg.
right on the back and it
Right,
goes.
right. That's good. That's good. Well, listen, Jared, anything you want to add, man, before we wrap up our junior
No,
golf
man,
podcast
I
season?
appreciate you letting me come on and just talk junior golf.
Yes. Anytime,
If
anytime.
anybody's interested and needing some tournaments to play coming in January, the IGN, hey, while I'm on here, if they've made it this far, they might as well save $75. So if they use code VIP,
Whoa,
cap
y'all hear that,
cap,
listeners?
yeah,
VIP.
capital VIP. Go to IGNJuniorChampionships.com or just search IGN Junior Championships. It'll pull up on Google. If you type in VIP in the thing, you can save $75. So that would bring it, $275 for a 2-day tournament, banquet. You're going to get swag. I think we got head covers. I think Golf Pride's going to be there to regrip clubs. If anybody needs clubs regrip for free. LA Golf's giving away drivers. Pins and Aces are going to give away bags. Vortex is giving away range finders, umbrellas. I mean, there's going to be hundreds of dollars in swag.
All right, Jared. You got to send me a code. You got to send me a Junior Golf Podcast code for the tournament or something.
We'll do it. What do you want it to be? Or they can just use the VIP, whatever.
Yeah, either one. I mean, see, I'm gonna help promote it because I'm right here in South Carolina, and the tournament's in Myrtle Beach, right
there. We'll do what?
JGP? Let's do JPG. Give me JPG.
JPG. Let me
Junior Golf Podcast.
JGP.
JGP. Give me JGP.
Yeah, JGP, all capital letters, and that'll be $75 off as well. How about that?
There you go. That way you can track and see how much we was responsible for.
We can do it. Okay. I'll get it set up right now.
Okay.
But yeah, if they're typing it in right now, use VIP. If not, we'll and I know how many VIPs have been used too, so I can help you on that too. But yeah, JGP, and we'll knock $75 off of it. And Southern Showcase starts back into January. Most of them run anywhere from Middle Florida up to Myrtle Beach, so we'd love to have y'all on them too.
Yeah, we enjoy coming down because what it did was it gave us an opportunity to drive down south where it was a little bit warmer.
Yep.
And I think it was pretty warm that weekend we played at St. Simon. It was just one night. I think it was after the first round.
Yep.
It got a little cool, but
but it wasn't too bad at all.
Yep, yeah, it was fine after that. All right, man. Well, good having you on, Jared, man.
Yes,
y'all
sir.
have a great holiday season, and y'all have a good, prosperous new year, okay?
We'll do it, man. Merry Christmas to y'all, and if you need anything, always give me a shout.
Sure enough.
Thank you for listening to the Junior Golf Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. We hope you enjoyed this new episode, and if you did, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please share this episode with others who may be interested in this topic. Also, feel free to let us know what topics you'd like to see covered in future episodes. Get in touch in the comments or on any of our social media networks. See you next week for a new episode